My philosophy as a lawyer is, well, the golden rule is number one, do unto others as you'd want done unto yourself. And that is so important because we're criminal defense lawyers. And the number one trait is to be a good listener. Because my job is to tell the story of someone at their weakest moments. See, we deal in addiction, we deal in mental health issues, we deal in gambling addiction, we deal in histories of abuse. We deal in all of the areas that most folks don't talk about. And so you have to start off by being a really good listener and knowing that you want to provide to your client what you'd want to be provided to you. Well, I think the first piece of advice, a real practical piece of advice, is never talk to the police prior to speaking to a lawyer. I can hardly ever think of a time where that is to a potential client's benefit. And then from a real standpoint of our relationship, I start off by saying there's no judging. There's no judgment here. And if you're willing to put in the work, because generally the client needs to put in some real work too, then this is going to be okay. And the last piece of advice I give them every time if they hire me is, you need to take the stress, that yoke that you're wearing on your shoulders, and you need to place it onto mine and onto my team's shoulders, because that's why you're hiring us. Well, probably the most interesting aspect of my background is I came from a family of 10 children. 5 of those children were adopted. It was a very multiracial family and at the time a very white community. I'm from Austin, Minnesota, which is a company town, meatpacking town. My father was a lawyer and a farmer. We have a 4th generation family farm down there in the Austin area. And he primarily represented those that were injured, working on the cut and kill. And he also represented the farmers. And I, grew up watching him help people. That's what he did. And of course that becomes ingrained in who you are and instilling some of those values. And, he's my hero. And so, and then with the multiracial family, we had a lot of very, very challenging issues, and the legal system became very much involved in my family, dealing with various family members in a lot of the same ways that I've now found myself as a professional. So in some respects, maybe what I'm doing today chose me without me really knowing it from my early years growing up. Probably, I was chasing my football dreams back then. I'm a 5'0", 100 kid, but I walked on at the University of Notre Dame football team trying to chase my dad, who had played there in the 40s, won a national championship. So that was my everything. Ended up at St. Thomas, the University of St. Thomas, played Division III sports, 2 sports. That's where I belonged. But it was kind of a long route. I went to 3 colleges, finally getting my degree at the University of St. Thomas, all before law school.